Okay, I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Safety, March 24th, 2025, 5 p.m. We will follow the agenda we have in front of us. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. We have roll call, please.
Milton Reed.
Here.
Richard Tremzinski.
Here.
Frank Smith.
Here. Is there a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of March 10th, 2025?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, motion to adopt resolution 2025-03, 512 West 142nd Street and release of lien. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Hearing no question, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will take a motion to adopt resolution 2025-04, 4001 McCook Avenue and release of lien. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Hearing no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 2025-05, 3817 Drummond Street and release of lien. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Hearing no questions, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Attorney Smith, are you here for the new demolitions?
I am.
All right.
Good evening to the board. We do have for the board a binder that has photos in them. It's tabbed. If I could approach
Yes,
Mr.
please.
President with that. You can look at that. I'll try to reference the tab number when we're going through them. Just if I could set the record on each of these properties today that we have listed under new demolitions, I want to report to the board that all these properties qualify, at least in the building commissioner's opinion, to be unsafe structures, either because they're vacant or in a status of blight or other disrepair. The photos that I presented to the board are a photographic representation of the condition of the properties at or near the time that they were deemed unsafe. The city has complied with the notice provisions of the Indiana Unsafe Building Act by sending the orders of demolition by certified and regular mail, as well as publication in the Northwest Indiana Times in the amount that's required by statute. We do have good service on each of the properties, therefore. We've also posted, of course, the neon sign, and you see that in the photos, I believe. If not, we have proof of that as well. So everybody, all the owners and those with a substantial property interest under this, as defined under the statute, have been notified, and we're ready to proceed. I would mention for the board that of the properties listed, there are 11 of them listed. 403 Vernon was taken off, but I would like to add it back in and report that out to the board on the status of that property. Otherwise, the only property owner that we have here today is 3421 Grand. If we could take that one first, that's going to be under tab 4 in the book.
Okay.
The owner, Mr. Chavez, Luis M. Chavez Munoz. I have a Chicago address from him. This is on the rear of that property only. As you can see from the photos, we have missing gutters, interior walls are missing, foundation appears to be crumbling, the windows have unfinished casings. It's the city's position that we'd like to have the order of demolition entered and affirmed, but Mr. Munoz, I'm sure, wants to have his thoughts heard by the board.
Okay, if you would just in the microphone, just state your name.
Luis Miguel Chavez Munoz.
Okay, and you would like to speak to us?
Yeah, I would like to have a chance to fix that rear house.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, and we will make sure that you get that chance. I hopefully Kevin has explained, Attorney Smith, I'm sorry, has explained to you that this is just the start of the process, not the end.
Okay.
And you will have a respectable, fair window to show signs of improvements.
Okay.
And I always tell you here, make sure you keep in touch with the building department or their representative.
Okay.
If they don't hear from you, they are going to assume that there are no efforts being done, and everything will be proceeding. If they
Okay.
do hear from you, know your efforts, and agree with the improvements, then you have nothing to worry about, I would say, as far as if you can meet their standards of care for the property.
Will do.
Okay,
Thank
thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
All right.
If you have a card, yeah, if you see Mr. Watson over there, he'll give you a card or information on how to get a hold of him. Okay, you got it, yes, sir. So we do request the order demolition on that property, notwithstanding. If you want, Mr. President, I can go over the rest of them.
Yes, please, that'll be
Okay,
fine.
so the ones that we're not going to be requesting an order are going to be on 403 Vernon, which again is an addition to the agenda, but they were noticed properly for today. I got a call from the bank. Apparently the mortgage is current, but they'd like some time to try to get a hold of the mortgage holder just because we've had no luck getting a hold of the owner either. So if we
Okay.
could set that one over for the April date, which I believe is.
Which property is that?
It's 403 Vernon, tab 11.
Okay, well, that's just a status, that's not a new demolition, is it?
It is a new
It's under new.
demolition. Yeah, it's actually in the new demolition book.
Column.
Okay, but what would hurt Kevin leaving it on the list and letting the bank, I'll keep saying Kevin, Attorney Smith.
No, it's fine.
What would hurt of leaving it on the list?
I do want to leave it on the list. It's just that they asked for a continuance, the bank did, to the next date. And usually when, under the statute, if they ask for a continuance, we have to be, you know, I mean, I get it, but I mean, here, at the end of the day, if the board wants to enter the order and set it over for status for next month, I'm fine with that too. Because they're just the mortgage holder. And they even said to me on the phone that they wouldn't, you know, they don't usually actively go in when the mortgage is current. So the mortgage is
Okay.
current.
Okay. Is there anything statutorily that we must comply to hold this over?
No, I mean, I think the statute does indicate that if a continuance is requested, that one should be granted if it's requested in advance of the hearing.
Okay.
They did request it, so,
Okay. And
which is
they-
different than somebody coming in and saying, I just want more time, right, to fix it up. That's not really a
Okay.
request for continuance, so.
Okay.
I think we'd be fine either way, honestly, Mr. President, so I don't have a problem with the board. If the board wishes to enter the order, it could do that. If the board wants to set it over for April,
Yeah, and the only reason I'm saying is because you can't get in touch with the owner. Everything is paid up. This is, to me, is what I would call, for lack of a better term, kicking the can down the road when there's no real avenue to get action. And I think we'll be back here, the bank can still do what they're going to do, and we'll just end up being 30, 60 days behind. And, you know, we've given our efforts, which we have been successful almost every time when we try to find the owner. And I just don't see the value or the bank's interest, even if the mortgage has been paid, even at this point. I don't know.
right, and I think, and that's fine, and I just wanted to at least just advise the board, because the next date would be what, April 28th, is that right, Olga? April
Yes.
28th would be the next date?
That is
Okay,
correct.
we'll just hold it over to April then. We'll take the record.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, so we'll.
Okay.
that
Just
would
my
be-
comment, because as the board, you know, we're not going to vote on this individually. Do we want to put it on the list or just give them another 30 days for the bank?
Give them 30 days for the bank. That's what
Okay,
I'm
we'll
doing.
give them 30.
Okay, all right, so we'll move that, so a continuance on that to April 28th. Also, number 12 is 5502 Walsh Avenue Garage only. Mr. Portalatin sent Mr. Watson and I an email indicating that the owner has pulled permits and has a licensed contractor rehabbing the garage.
Okay.
So we're not requesting an order as to 5502 Walsh Avenue Garage.
Okay, so that's coming off altogether.
That's number 12, correct?
that's
That would be-
fine.
Okay, and so that leaves 509 West Columbus Drive, 3926 Deodore, 3435 First Street, 3421 Grand, we heard from, rear only, 3620 Hemlock, 4828 Kennedy Avenue, 515 Narva Place, 4821 Olcott Avenue Garage only, 4019 Railroad Garage only, 4509 Todd. And for those properties, I've made the record as to the status of these. You have the photos in front of you, unless anybody's here on any of those properties. we'd request that the orders be entered on those, but maybe we have some folks.
Right, and we'll give them a chance to get their addresses. I have a quick question.
Yes.
4509 Todd looks unusually bad.
Person passed away.
Okay,
Pulling it out here, because it was a name I recognize. It's right here by the park, I think. Stasek, Nicholas Stasek.
Okay.
Lorraine Stasek was the owner prior to that, and I think she passed away.
okay, and I'm just from the appearance, that's not an emergency situation, is it? I mean,
According to
it's,
James, no. The exterior looks bad, for sure.
is that Todd? I thought 4509 Todd was the one buried behind those trees and things. No, that's not the picture I saw. Let me look back at it.
Yep, sure.
You need the book, well, sure.
I have Todd as tab, let me just get you the right tab there. I have it as tab 10.
Okay, this must be the backup.
That's the backside, yeah. Oh,
Is that the same
I
house?
think it is. No, looks like there's windows on top there without the,
Maybe this is the backyard.
could be.
Okay.
It says alley, yep.
Okay.
Inside alley.
Okay,
That's
okay,
the-
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's in rough
almost
shape.
similar to the front, but, okay.
It's in rough shape.
Okay, understood. Do you want to check and see if anyone else needs, wants to like to speak?
you're on, sir? 3926 Theodore, okay. So that is actually one on our list. Do you want me to call that up?
Yes, if he would
Okay,
like to speak.
3926 Theodore. It does have a homestead exemption on the property. We show an owner of Nadine Church. The property is listed as vacant. It's a one-story structure with a deteriorating roof. As can be seen by the pictures on the south side, there's overgrowth during the summer months and failing gutters on the rear. Additionally, the garage has a sagging roof, failing door, and overgrowth throughout. The gutters appear to be in significant disrepair and in need of replacement. So the city's position is to enter the order of demolition. But sir, why don't you come on up, introduce yourself, and let the board know your relationship to the owner, and you can be heard.
My name is Roy Church Jr. The owner is my mom. It's not vacant. I actually live there. I get my first full paycheck tomorrow. I just got a job. I get my tax refund Thursday, so I can start I was just asking for an extension so I can start the process. And I would like to say too as well about the grass in the summertime. They take the pictures and come out, but right before the city comes to cut it, I'll cut the grass. And the back door, he damaged with the weed eater. That I saw with my eyes. And just that, just that. But I was driving trucks. I had a heart. I'm just nervous. I'm sorry.
Sorry, relax. Yeah, we're just talking.
Okay. So, high blood pressure, so I had to get off the road, and it took me a while to find a job locally, but I found one at Lear, and like I said, I get my first full paycheck tomorrow, and I actually got cleared to go back on the road since the notice came in, so I tried to just do like some therapeutic stuff to drop my heart rate. Sorry.
Yeah, just relax. Everything is fine. I think.
This is tab 2 in the book. We're obviously concerned about the garage roof and the roof on the house.
Okay.
But it sounds like, so it's good to have Mr. Church here, obviously. It sounds like he's got a job that's going to help us prepare. We like to keep this thing going, so we would prefer to enter the order and allow Mr. Church some time to get Mr. Watson's, card and then get in contact with
I would appreciate it.
it.
Yeah, I think the main thing is, and I just want to reiterate, is making sure you understand the process. And if you keep in touch with the building department.
Absolutely.
Okay, because, entering the order is not the final. It's your actions while that's going through that process.
And that's fine. Like I say, I'm here for it. I actually live at the property, and every dollar I make is, I grew up in that house, so every dollar I make can go to, I'm sorry.
All right, no, it's fine. You're fine. Okay, thanks for coming out. Okay.
Do we want to set it over at a status date at this point, or just let James bring it back?
I let James bring
Okay,
it back.
good. And were you here for a certain property?
34, 35 Burke.
34, 35 Fir, so for the board, that is tab 3. And just setting the record, We show it as a two-story structure with a homestead owned by Amelia Villarreal at the same address. There's a prior demolition order from 2020. No significant change in the property since that time, and continues to deteriorate, including lack of painting, brick, and a roof, as well as a porch that appears to be leaning and sagging. City's position is that would request the order of demolition, but are you Ms. Villarreal?
No, that's my grandmother.
Okay.
This is my aunt who actually has lived at the property.
You can come on up.
Yeah.
Just state your name and your relationship to the owner.
Hi, I'm Angelica Flores. It's my grandmother's property. This is my aunt who is my grandmother's daughter. My grandmother has passed, but my aunt has remained at the property up until last year. But right now, we're fixing the inside so that I can take over to stay there. So right now, it's being fixed on the inside. And I'm sorry, I didn't hear what he said at the beginning, what
Well,
the issues were?
Yeah, so here's the thing. So the way to get all the information is to keep in touch with the building department or their representative.
Okay.
Because they're going to have requirements
Okay.
that may be irrespective of what you're doing on the inside. And if
Okay.
you don't meet those requirements, the building will be demolished. But what I would say is that this demolition order is the start of the process.
Okay.
For some reason, there was a demolition order in 2020. I don't know, I'm not sure what happened there. So this is our we start fresh now. And
Okay.
the main thing you have to do is communicate. First of all, find out exactly what are the requirements to be removed off the demolition order. And they
Okay.
will give you a list. You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Then you
Okay.
have to have a plan and show the action of actually doing those things.
Right.
You know, and it's a checklist.
Okay.
It's a checklist that's running down.
Okay.
And then if you can demonstrate that, that is the way ultimately to come off of the demolition list and to save the property from demolition. So communication with the building department, understanding what has to be done. And often for us, it's the exterior that comes in
Okay.
front of the interior. So you have to pay very close attention to that. They'll run it down to you, exchange information, call frequently, and because when it comes back to us, we'll say, well, did they take care of this? Did they take care of this? And the answer is no. It just
Okay.
proceeds through the process, which it ends in demolition, but you're at the start, and you have plenty of time. Everybody's very reasonable
Okay.
to say you have plenty of time to do that work, whatever it comes out to be.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
All right. Yes.
Richard Morso, the attorney for the board. Ms.
Yes.
Flores, have you had building permits or been in touch with the building department for the work you've done on the inside?
No, we haven't started, we have not started yet. We haven't started anything, just like cosmetic things like the doors and such. That's really all we've really started. And that just started like within the past month.
Well, you'll be in touch then, very important.
Okay,
Lee is here for and with the building department
okay,
and be able to get you in to make sure you're running down the right track. And
okay, okay.
Thank
So
you.
you need permits to work on the inside as well?
Well, Lee will explain that to
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah, that's a
fine.
building department question,
Okay.
and they will send you everything that needs to be done. They're the central repository of information, and we
Okay.
generally follow their recommendations when they present us with their case.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
thank you both for
no,
coming out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does your aunt want to speak?
I believe there's a gentleman here on 4019 Railroad
Are you Mr. Vitale?
garage. He's signing in right now.
Morris.
And just to set the record on 49, you're on 4019 Railroad? Okay, this is a garage only. As you can see by tab 9, the garage is a shingle garage with failing shingles on the sides, a door that has rotted wood around the frame, and a roof that appears to be in significant disrepair. We show the owner as Arturo Esparza from Chicago. So, sir, you can come up and identify yourself and your relationship to the property.
Yes, hello, my name is Arturo Esparza. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
I am the owner of the property.
Okay, I guess, again, for the benefit, just making sure that you understand the process, we are going to put this on the list for demolition. That does not mean automatic demolition. You will have a chance to communicate with the building department, find out what would there be requirements to take it off of the demolition list. And if you can show evidence of actually fulfilling those requirements, that is the pathway to coming off of the demolition list. If there is no evidence or towards making the repairs needed, ultimately the property is demolished. So the building department is very fair with time, with being reasonable circumstance, but the city is adamant about elimination of blighted properties, and so all of the homeowners, you have to do your part. Okay, thank you for coming out. Yes.
So I already have permits. We're already working on site. We're gonna re-side, re-roof. The garage is gonna be pretty much in shape.
Okay, make sure you communicate and you have everything you need with the building department. Because typically, if there are permits and things like that, we would already know about it. But again, after this meeting, talk to the building department, the representative right here. He'll get you squared away. You'll be up for our next meeting to understand exactly what's been done. So appreciate you coming out. And if the work is already getting started, that's even the better.
All right.
All right, thank you.
We'll send you notice.
All right.
That address work? Right, your address? You got notice?
Yeah, I mean, I got a few notices.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that leaves the remaining, which we have players to appear. Actually, the list, really, we'd request entry of the orders for, I'm sorry, affirming the orders for everything but those two that we talked about, which are 403 Vernon and 5502 Walsh Avenue.
Okay, is there a motion to affirm the recommendation from the building department for the new demolitions?
I make a recommendation.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Hearing no question, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, are you going to speak to the status or not necessarily?
3838 Alpha, or did you want to do Gary? Yeah, 38, if you're ready to go, the status of 3938 Catalpa Garage, go ahead.
Just if there's a brief update is fine.
Okay, so the top off, let's,
Lee, would you come here for the court report?
okay, so there's two properties we're talking about. Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Watson, consultant to the building department. So, and I'm here filling in for James. What do we have on Catalpa?
Yeah, Catalpa, okay, just a real short update on Catalpa. The repairs are ongoing, and if we could just kick it over to the April date.
That'll be fine.
All right.
Oh, it's
Okay.
the garage only, right?
Yeah, garage only,
Okay.
yeah. So April 28th on that, please.
That'll be fine.
All
Hold
right,
for
and there was
April.
one other status I did want to just have Olga hear about and set for a status, just because I talked to Attorney Jenny Bell, and she had a mistaken understanding that it was set for today. We didn't have it on the agenda. We could add it to the April agenda, 928 East 148th Street, please. It's continuing to be repaired.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Did you want to say something about 3830 or 3630 here?
It's on the agenda, just coming up.
So,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Now we have the orders to rescind. We will entertain a motion to order to rescind 3917 Alder, 3947 Alder, 3926 Alexander, 3930 Alexander, and 4012 Alexander, 4726 Alexander, 4806 Alexander, and 5015 Alexander, and 1117 Beacon Street. Is there a motion to approve the recommendation to rescind the orders?
I'll make a motion.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
Okay, hearing no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. And now it seems like we have a new agreement. Do we specifically need to approve this agreement?
Yes, you should have before you, and actually, the owner of 3830 Cary is present, right here. And so he has signed the agreement. We request its approval as presented.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the rehab agreement for 3830 Cary Street?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes. Question?
Can you give us a time frame in reference to that property at 3830? The reason being, that property has been like that for quite some time, sir.
If you could just identify yourself.
And that's the reason I'm asking.
My name is Jose Andrade. I'm the new owner of the property. And
Okay.
if all goes well, I mean, the outside will be less than a month where the whole outside will be done, and we're probably giving ourselves another month and a half on the inside. I mean, everything that's there is getting replaced, everything.
Yeah, okay. All right. that's
It's
what-
going to end up being vinyl sided, capped windows. I mean, everything is going to be new.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
So, James had said maybe, after today, then I'm free to start pulling permits, and sooner as we get that done, we're thinking, like I said, the outside will be less than a month that the whole outside's done.
The reason I'm asking, sir, is because I've seen crews come, stop. 2-3 months go by, nothing. Come again, stop, nothing. And that's the reason I'm asking. I don't know if
No,
you're the...
it's our project.
Are you a new owner, or was there somebody previous before
There
you?
was, I ended up getting it from a
That's
lady
what happened.
who
Okay.
bought it and then seen, she was over her head. and
Okay.
I've been at this 44 years
Okay.
now, and, so it's going to be the nicest property on the block.
Okay.
Any further questions?
That's all. Thank you.
Hearing no further question, we'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It seems like there is no audience here for participation. Our next meeting will be Monday, April 14th at 5 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All right, moving properly second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.